Just talking about, matter of fact, y'all, let's talk about Meg Thee Stallion. Let's start there. What do all of y'all think about the Meg Thee Stallion situation? Do y'all believe that she telling the truth, or do y'all think she lying? Let me tell y'all my philosophy. Okay, let's get into that. Please, again, don't bring your ass. What part of hooked on phonics do y'all not understand? What part of do not come in here with this mess do you not understand? What part of I'm not answering shit do you not understand? What part of that do y'all not understand? Now let's get into it. We're going to talk a little bit. I love y'all over here. You say, oh my goodness. That's why I love y'all over here in live, but we be having so much fun over here. You know what though? But let me tell y'all why I think she lying. Let's start there. Why I think she lying. Number one, there's no yellow tape. Okay, let's go here. All right. How many of y'all know that when somebody gets shot, isn't there yellow tape where the crime scene is? The last time I checked, that you're so sweet. The next time I checked, that when it comes down to the Meg Thee Stallion thing, number one, I do not believe she got shot because number one, there was no yellow tape. Every crime scene has yellow tape. Number two, that wound that she got looks like when somebody basically goes and cuts into your foot to get glass out of it because it's stuck in your foot. That's what that looked like. Number three, I used to work for a hospital. And let me break down how this worked. If she got shot, if you look in the car, there's no blood. There was no blood when she was laying on the ground. See, let me tell you how I'm going to depict this whole situation out. Number one, she said that she did. Number one, she said that they were coming from her house. Well, almost to her house when they pulled them over. Now, what reason would the cops have to pull them out the car? If there was a security guard in the car, wouldn't he have said that was his gun? Why would Tory get arrested for a gun if a security guard was not in the car? Okay? Sorry, y'all. Everybody keeps sending me stuff. Thank y'all. So if there was no probable cause for them to basically get him out the car, the only way there would have been probable cause is only if No, I'm talking about the scene. We're talking about the scene. So if there was no yellow tape at the scene from where the crime scene was saying that she got shot, because number one, okay, let's go back. Let's go back for something right quick. What time was the video that Megan, Kylie, and Tori did? What time was that video? Because depending on what time that video was, I distinctly remember them saying the cops were outside. So maybe what happened was the party was ended because the cops said everybody had to leave. So I'm thinking they were leaving. So with that being said, being the fact that they were leaving, if they got pulled over, see, this is what Megan said. First, Megan said that Tori was in the back seat, she was in the front seat, Kelsey was in the back seat, and the security guard was driving. But see, the police said that Tori was driving, Megan was sitting beside him, and Kelsey was in the back seat. That's lie number one. That debunks all of that. Number two. If she got shot, don't you think she had told the police she got shot? You got shot. If anything, you would have been in agony. You would have been in pain. You'd have been like, oh my God, I got shot. You really gonna be standing? Girl, I seen your feet. You had no blood on your back of your foot. You had, when you were laying on the ground, there's a picture. I expanded it on my other channel, and there was no blood on your feet. Girl, no blood on your feet. That was number one. Not on the front of her feet, not on the back of her feet. Then when she showed the picture of them pulling out stuff out of her foot, that was glass. Because they were going to do surgery. Number one, they put you to sleep. Because just in case you end up, you know what I'm saying, that girl did not get shot. And I'm about to break down why. Number one, if she got shot, number one, she would have still been at that scene. Number two, if she'd have got shot, let me give you an example. I was pregnant. We got pulled over by the police. Now, I'm telling you why. We got pulled over by the police on the way to the hospital. Me and my mama. And the police said, you were speeding. My mama said, my daughter's pregnant. She on her way to the hospital because she's bleeding and she's going into labor. They didn't believe I was pregnant. I lifted up my shirt and said, sir, do you believe I'm pregnant now? He said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do you know they drove us to the hospital? They did a police escort to get me to the hospital. So I could deliver that child that I have 24 years later. That's a lie. Because if she would have got shot in the foot and both feet, they would have police escorted her to the hospital. There wouldn't have been no her getting out the car. It wouldn't have been no probable cause for them to search the car. Because the only way they would have told them to get out the car if there was probable cause to search that car. I do not believe Tori had that gun where it could be seen. Let me tell you what I think happened. They were smoking marijuana in that car. And they sold the godforsaken they was basically smoking marijuana in that car, and they pulled him over. And when they pulled him over, they searched the car and found the gun. If there was a security guard there, this is lie number 3. If there was a security guard, the security guard would have said, that's my gun. He would have gave them his information showing that he was a security guard, and Tori would have never got arrested. If he shot her, why was there no ballistic test on the gun? Why was there no gun residue test on him that night? What did they say his original charges were? That he was a felon with a gun. No, we ain't gonna do all that. Megan is lying. Because if Megan got shot, she would not have been standing up if she got shot in both her feet. And then, let's go to Harlem Nights. Let's go here. Harlem Nights. You don't remember when Della Reese got shot in her toe? What did she have on her foot? What did she have on her foot? What did she have on her foot? Did she or did she not have on a boot on her foot? And I'm talking about Della Reese. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why this thing won't come up. Hold on. Now, Della Reese had on a godforsaken. No, she had on a boot. Della Reese had a boot on her foot. It was a boot. And they tell you, you are not supposed to be having no godforsaken, no sandals, no sneakers, no nothing on your feet. You're supposed to have a boot on your foot. And it's wrapped up. We ain't gonna do that. Because that's what made me think about it. I said, why am I thinking about Harlem Nights? Because you remember Eddie Murphy shot Della Reese in the toes, right? In a pinky toe, right? And what did she have on her foot? A boot. Megan would have on a boot. Now, just so everybody can find me. So with that being said, if she had on no boot, then she said she got shot in both feet. Okay. Then she said she got shot in both feet, but yet she only had one foot wrapped up. But y'all, what the fuck? The girl didn't get shot. Point blank, period. The police have not said she got shot. I don't give a damn what Megan said. I used to work for a hospital. If she got shot and she went to the hospital and she got shot, they would have escorted her to the godforsaken hospital. They would have never had to get out the car. Megan would have been screaming and saying, I got shot, and I got shot in my feet, we're on our way to the hospital, and they would have escorted her to the hospital. Because she was already in the car. So unless she wasn't breathing, then they would have called the ambulance. But being that she breathing and she fine, they would have escorted her to the hospital. And Tori would have been driving. And then they said they had been drinking, but where was the breathalyzer test? Did they do a breathalyzer on her? The police said she had an injury to the foot, not shot to the foot. See, Megan can't just turn around and say, I got shot now, when you didn't say it when the police got there and you were standing up. And then when the EMTs got there, let's go here. Thank y'all. The EMTs got there. Let's break this down for what this is. Don't you think the EMTs would have said she got shot? Don't you think they would have looked at her feet? Believe me, the EMTs would have known she got shot. But they said she had glass in her feet. Why haven't the hospital did a report? Let's go there. She gets to the hospital. Now, she gets to the hospital, right? Do you really think they're going to see her immediately? No. I had emergency surgery. Let me tell you how that went down. I had emergency gallbladder surgery. I went to the hospital at 10:30. Called the ambulance, had them come get me. It wasn't until 1 o'clock in the morning that they told me I had to have surgery. Thank you. I had to have surgery. And then I had surgery till almost 10 o'clock that morning. So please explain to me how it is that girl get out the same day. Do you know for a gunshot wound is 6 to 13 days that you in the hospital? 6 to 13 days. There's no way in hell. Let me show it to you. Would you like me to show it to you? How many days are you in the hospital for a gunshot wound to the feet? Hold on. I'm about to ask in general. How long are you in the hospital for a gunshot wound? All right. It says the average hospital stay for a gunshot wound patient with a gunshot wound is approximately 6 days compared to 13 days for those who underwent immediate exploratory surgery and 14 for those who underwent a SNOM but ended up needing surgery later. Let me show that to you. Hold on. Sorry, yeah. So why is it that she wasn't in the hospital for thank you. Why wasn't she in the hospital for 13 days? I might still do that. So with that being said, please explain that. Please explain why she wasn't in the hospital for 13 days. She didn't get shot. How many other ways you want me to go there with it? Do I believe that she slept with Tori behind Kelsey back? Absolutely. Why is it that her and Kelsey ain't friends no more? I don't think Tori was the one that shot her. I do not think Tori shot her. And then another thing, let's go to Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood is always hard. They're talking that trash in the car. Yeah, let's go to Boys in the Hood for a minute. Let's go there. We can go there too. But let's go into Boys in the Hood for a minute. Do y'all remember when Ricky got shot? Y'all remember that, don't you? Don't you think if she got shot in the back of her foot, wouldn't she be running? Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. Her ass, if she got shot in the back of her foot, she'd have been running. Ain't no way in hell that he could have shot her in the back of her foot as she walking. There's no way. You would have to be running because you would have to be a certain distance for him to shoot that gun and shoot you directly in your foot. He would have to be pointing literally at the back of your feet. There's no way. And if he was in that car, there is no way that he could have shot her in her foot from the car. Ain't no way for me to love you If don't, you don't let me. No, she ain't get shot. No, she ain't got shot. Because again, welcome to the yellow tape. Welcome to the yellow tape. There'd have been some yellow tape. And not only that, why didn't she tell the police where she got shot at? Because she would have still been in that location. She would have still been in that location she got shot, because she got shot in both feet. It wouldn't have been no getting in no car. It'd have been her still on that ground by the time the police got there. And she'd have been in agony. That girl didn't get shot. Imagine, that would be like somebody stabbing you. You really think you're going to be not in no pain? No, I'm talking about before he shot her. No, if he shot her in the back of the foot, she'd have been running, not walking. And she said he shot her from the car. That's impossible. Ricochet or not, that's impossible. If that gun ricocheted, it would have hit her in her face. It would have hit her somewhere, her arm somewhere, if it ricocheted. Because if you point the gun down, it's going to go up. It's not going to go forward. It's going to go up. If it hits the ground, it's more than likely going to either go to the other side or it's going to go in the opposite direction. No, that's impossible. Yeah, if you get shot in the back of the foot, yeah. If you got shot in the back of your foot, that person would have to be literally pointing down to your feet. And you would have, and she said from the car. She didn't say he got out the car. She said from the car. There's no way. She would have had to been running. There's no way he could have shot her feet from the SUV. You talking about an SUV? Ain't no way. It would have shot a leg. You forget Megan is tall. Megan ain't short. Now me, it probably would have hit my feet. But her, it would have hit a leg from an SUV. It would have hit a leg before it hit a foot. And there was no blood in the car. None. There was no blood in the car. There was no blood on the ground. She was moving her feet. She was wiggling her feet. She was standing up. She was walking on it. When they made her walk, I guess to see if she'd been drinking, she was walking normally. She did not get shot. She did not get shot. And I'm going to go right back to the original reason why. During an investigation, number one, they're going to ask you, where did you get shot at? She still ain't said where she got shot at. She just said she got shot. Where the fuck did you get shot at, Megan? Where did it happen at? Because you said y'all were almost to the house before the police pulled you over. So let me break down what I think happened. Y'all were coming from Kylie's house. The police was still out there. Y'all was swerving because y'all was fighting in the car. Y'all got pulled over. The police officer smelled marijuana. Y'all got your ass out the godforsaken car. They searched the car, found the gun. There was no security guard, because if there was a security guard, then there would have been, Tori would not have been in jail. Let's go here. Let's get there. Let's see if we can find pictures of other feet, shall we? Pictures of, matter of fact, hold on. Hold on. No, they didn't. The ambulance took her to the hospital. No, they didn't. The ambulance took her to the hospital. It was not the police. The ambulance took her, because the ambulance came out there. She was on a stretcher. Let's see. Pictures of a gunshot wound to the feet. Now look at the back of the feet. A gunshot wound to the back of the feet. Let me see if I can find one to the back of the foot. You see that? Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. That's where Megan's foot was shot. That's where she was shot at, based on the picture I looked at. That's what a gunshot wound to the feet looked like. Her feet don't look like that. It looked like somebody that basically was pulling glass out of a foot. Now I'm looking, trying to see if I can find one of the back of the feet again. Another picture. Okay, here go one. Now this is the one that Megan. This is Megan's picture. That is